What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. For those of you that were listening in earlier this week, I told you I'd have a special stock pick for you coming in the next week, and here's that video. So before we get into it, stock ticker of this is going to be KBR, and it's based on KBR Inc. company. I'm not going to get into the financials, but I'm going to give a brief overview of it. And really, this is going to be more of a technical analysis type of stock option pick in the next week, opposed to, like a investing style type of video. So at that, KBR, they're provider of engineering and technology solutions, pretty large global company. They've got an $8.7 billion market cap. So we're not talking like a small company here. They give services in the commercial security, defense systems, consulting, technology, engineering, program management, and they provide a wide range of prototyping, research and development in different areas as well, such as like cyber analytics, space domain awareness, global supply chain management. They also are serving, or I should say, provide services in the oil and gas industries. But they've got presence in North America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia, Australia, and their main headquarters is in Houston, Texas. So at that, we'll just kind of dive into the analytics here because that's mainly what this focus is going to be today. So if we jump on here and we take a look at, again, KBR is the stock we're looking at. So if we go to the 1 day, 1 minute chart, you can see that the stock closed last week, $64.93. And we've got this little occurrence right here. So we've got in this case, is a 48-day moving average crossing the 200-day moving average, which is a good indication that the stock is going to continue to push up. It's a very bullish trend. This is the golden cross signal. So really good bullish strategy on this one. We do have support at the $64.59 level, at least as of last week. Now, if we take a little jump back here, let's go just to the 1 year chart. So we can see that as a 1 year chart, again, if we just focus on this 40-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, you can see that we did have a cross, which is more indicative here of the death cross, where you'd see a very kind of bearish trend in downward direction, which did clearly see that here. And now we can see that it's starting to come back up, in which case it could start pushing beyond its previous highs of the $65.76, which is really going to be the next target level that we need to watch here. If it can test this and break through it, then definitely see this pushing forward. Now, this is going to be a little more optimistic just because of the fact that, one, we see a lot of buying pressure and moving averages are above our average line here. So that's in our favor. And the other thing we got to take note of this too is that April 30th is their next earnings report. So that'll kind of dictate kind of how things are moving. Now, the previous earnings, they've actually beat their estimates, which is good. So there's a lot of things going for this just overall to put a nice trade on this. So what I'm looking to possibly do with this is do a $65 call, assuming that it gets to the $65 and or close above it or gets near it. Now we could do a little bit lower of a call, kind of more in the money, but not too deep in the money, because I do think that in the short term, this is going to try pushing to that $65 mark. So if we do that, we can look at what we've got for trades. So if we were to do let's see, we'll go 40 days out. Actually, yeah, so if we go 40 days out, and I'll keep in mind, this is going to include an earnings call based on this 40-day spread, but the plan with this one would be to kind of get in it soon and get out of it earlier before this expiration date. And ideally, we want to get out of it before that April 30th date. But if we go into this, April 19th, if you want to do a call, you would be in a good position to do that because it'd be a little cheaper for you. Um, 285 bucks would be a $62.50 call. We can look at these, how it would affect where we'd have to go here in a minute, but just for cost purposes right now, so it'd be 285 bucks. We went for this April 19th mark, and if we went out to 17th, be $430. Gives you a little bit more time, so there's a little more upside. But you are, basically shelling out an extra 200 bucks for, an additional 28 days here. So, the flip side of this is you could look at possibly doing like a bear put, or excuse me, a bull put spread. Premiums for that, if we look back at the chart here really quick, now let's just jump out, maybe just go 20 days. So we do have relatively good support here at the 60-day level. And keep in mind that we've got, all our moving averages right now would be acting as support as well, in which case, if this were to start trending back down, it would have to test, would have to test our just general 13-day moving average, our 48, our 100 and 200. So all these would act as support levels. But just from previous, $59 was kind of its low as of recent, and it kind of went up from there. And so we've got that $59.70 support, and then really around $61 and $63 range. So keeping that in mind, you could look at possibly even doing like a 60, and if you want to maybe, stay within like a $500 limit, possibly doing like I guess a call put spread, in which case you would still be bullish on the stock where you would not want it to go fall below the $60 mark. But if the stock did just kind of trade between $65, if it just decided to trade between $65 and kind of currently where it's at, where it's trying to still kind of test the $65 coming into earnings, you would still be making premium on that, assuming it doesn't come below the 60. So it gives you a little bit of a risk buffer in that regard. However, just due to some of these stronger bull signals we have right now, I'd be looking at probably doing more of a call, in which case you really only need the stock to go up about $1 or two to really make some profit. So let's jump into the options stat. Okay, so we got KBR plugged in here. We got April 19th. So this would be before earnings call. You'd be looking at $275 or, right just below 300 bucks, we'll call it. And assuming all plays out, and this would be as of basically now, I'd have to kind of see how this fluctuates when market opens, because looking at some of these trading options, before market opens on Monday, some of these values might change a little bit, but it'll still be pretty relative here. So even if the stock went up to, say, $65.50, you'd be looking at $50 right off the bat. Now, if you were to hold this all the way near expiration, you would need this stock to be at or above $65.25 to break even, because we're basically paying money for this, so we need it to go up that much. However, like I said, and like we saw, with some of these strong bull signals here, we could actually get into this trade a little early and hopefully get out early where the stock really would not have to move that much to get some profit. So if it did test the $65 mark and it did go up, I mean, even if it went up $2, you're looking at almost $100 in profit. So a couple options in that regard. Now, if we go to the May 17th target, again, if we take that $62.50 call, and again, you can play with this, whatever you guys want, but this is just a couple options here. So if we go back to same time frame here as of now, this would have to go with $65.02. Again, not very high from where it's currently at. It's like 8 cents. It would have to really go up to break even on this. If this were to go up, say, next week up to $65, $66, you'd be looking at, again, like almost 70 to 80 bucks. So I think this is a pretty good option. I'm probably going to end up doing a long call on here. And like I said, I'm probably going to end up doing May 17th target, just because really, yes, you are paying a little bit more upfront. However, it really still does not have to move that much, 8 cents to break even. And then beyond that, if it goes up Again, it can go up infinitely, but just realistically here, if it goes up a buck or two, if it can get up to $66, you're looking at 70, 80 bucks. So pretty good, in my opinion. Um, cost benefit there. And I guess we could just jump to the earnings here. So if we just take a quick look at this, so as I mentioned, announcement date April 30th. And if we look at their past quarters, they've been beating all their estimates here by, this one was a little close. This one was in line. So, like I said, this isn't based on value. It's more of a stock analytics, option type of trading here. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll catch you on the next one.